A rematch of last season's Division III District Championship goes down tonight for a chance to advance back into Saturday's final, with defending District Champion #1 Margaretta riding an 8-game win streak into Shelby. They're taking on N10 leading scorer Grace Walton and #4 Upper Sandusky. Live and free coverage of girls tournament basketball comes your way next.
Better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let FIREPLACE do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with FIREPLACE. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game. Welcome to the AVITA Home Health and Hospice pregame show here at Shelby High School. The two teams who determined a district championship last year, destined to meet yet again, this time in the district semifinals. I am Brian Skoronsky. Joe Baylog is with me here tonight. And another exciting game here. Upper Sandusky and Margaretta met last year. The Polar Bears, of course, were able to march on. And for the Rams, They finished the season playing their best basketball, Joe. You'll like that. They won 9 of 10. They lost to a tough Cary team late in the season, but they've looked great in the wins. You see, though, in the losses, boy, if they really struggled, 25 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, but those losses were early, so
most of them, yes.
So they played well, and they're led by, maybe the best player in the N10, and Grace Walton's had an outstanding year. Can kind of do it all. Can shoot it, drive it, dish it. She does almost everything for this Upper Sandusky Ram team.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, an exciting all-around player. She's got solid handle, so it doesn't matter what type of defense you throw at her. But the number that jumps off the sheet, because, Joe, she shoots it so frequently from long range, almost 42% on the year. I mean, that's a good NBA player shoots that percentage.
Yeah, I think she's got close to 73s for the year. I think we might be correct on that.
67 makes coming into tonight.
So she's got a chance to go 7. But the thing is, Brian, she doesn't play selfishly, though. She gets everybody involved, and then she just takes advantage of opportunities when they come to her.
Played in a very good division, or a great league, I should say, this year in the Northern 10, where the Lady Rams started 0-3 actually in league play. They were 4-5 at the midseason before they turn it around. You talk about the fact that those losses were early in the year. They have been cruising right now, and like I mentioned, wins in 10 of their last 11. But that's a great league that they participated in.
Yes.
Colonel Crawford, of course, who finished as runner-up, won the first half of our doubleheader here tonight. So the winner of this one will move on and face the second-seeded Lady Eagles as everyone is up on their feet. And we'll first honor America before we get action underway. And with that, the stage is set here at Shelby for semifinal number 2. But we got to learn about the number 1 seed, the defending champions here, Margaretta, the SBC Bay Division champs. This is a very strong offensive team, lots of balance, but even better defensively, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, they're averaging, I think, just over 50 a game, but only giving up, I think, around 25 a game.
Crazy.
And then, a team that last year won this district, then won the regional, and were a state semifinalist in Division III. A veteran coach in Ray Neal, who's had great success in his coaching career, was the girls' coach at Perkins for a long time. And also, I think he's been a baseball coach for a long time, too, and had great success. So Margaretta is a team, and I think their younger kids are very good also. So they're a team that's kind of on a mission here to see if they can get back to that Final Four again this year.
Well, speaking of one of those younger players, how about Elise Schaefer, our player spotlight tonight? A true floor general, I think, as just a 10th grader. Her older sister was a multi-sport dynamo, so we knew coming up through the ranks that she was going to be a special player. And I think already she's got some pedigree at her age. Leading scorer on the team, solid rebounder. She does a little bit of everything for the squad.
Yeah, averaging just over 10 points a game and also about 7 rebounds a game. And shoots 32% from the 3, which is not is a good percentage. And she has 40 made threes for the season. So she's kind of their leader. But again, I think the success of the Margaretta Polar Bears goes back to their balance. They have 4 other players that are averaging between 6 and 9 points a game. So that's why they've been able to be successful, is because of that balance.
No balance really in their conference, not at the top of the heap, of course, because Margaretta ran away with the SBC Bay Division title again, and they barely got tested. They played Bellevue twice, actually, who is in the SBC, but in a different section of it. They split with them. Outside of that, spotless in the league.
Yeah, the 2 losses, opening game of the year to Shelby.
Yep.
Shelby, very good basketball team. And, of course, Bellevue's an outstanding basketball team also. So this team is going to be a tough team to knock out tonight in this district semifinal basketball game.
And that's going to be the team that would have to do it if it's not Upper Sandusky. Colonel Crawford looking on here as the starting lineups being announced for both sides. But here is a look at the bracket. Margaretta played a couple of games in the sectional. Sometimes teams, even though you're the #1 seed, they want to warm up. They got that. They blitzed their way through Crestview. Upper Sandusky did elect to take the first round bye. Had no problems with Willard.
Yep. I mean, and Jerry Vent's done a great job with this team this year. When you start 0-3 in the league, it can go south quickly. He got this team to regroup, and they're playing their best basketball of the season here at the end of the year. And as we mentioned, led by Grace Walton, a junior that's had an outstanding season.
We'll show you the keys to the game first for Upper Sandusky. I feel like for them, Joe, you got to push the tempo. I know Margaretta can do that as well, but especially off of made shots, if you can get some easy ones, you need all the help you can get against these Polar Bears.
And you just got to score. I mean, you've got to try to find a way to get through this Polar Bear defense that's only given up under 30 points a game. So Grace Walton's going to be a key, not only her scoring, but her ability to get the ball into other people's hands to score.
And for the Polar Bears, I'm looking for a collective effort tonight, a balanced scoring team all season long. Don't change what you do.
Yep. I mean, that's been the key for them offensively, is that balance. But then defensively, I think they just got to impose their will on these Upper Sandusky Rams. So it'll be a challenge for the Rams tonight. But Coach Vent's done a great job, and they were here last year, so they know what this game is like. Well, they were in the district final last year.
Correct.
So they won their district semifinal game. They know what this is like.
Madison Hart jumps it off, and she'll tap it into the hands here of Ellie Ham, and Upper Sandusky has the first possession here of the night. Backdoor cut, off target, looking for Walton, almost into the hands of Newman. And they're going to say Addie touched it last.
Forced a turnover. So we said impose your will. The Polar Bears come out, very aggressive. Pressure on the basketball, denying a passing lane, get a deflection, goes off the Upper Sandusky Rams out of bounds.
Rams come out showing some 1-2-2 pressure. Margaretta breaks it with a series of passes. Kick out, though, is a travel first and giveaways on both ends to start things. That was Reagan Heck, the junior, inside. Now here's Newman, spinning, lost the handle, kicks it out. Walton also had to tuck her bounce.
Yep. I mean, a lot of, contact here early. So it looks like they're going to let him play a little bit here tonight.
Double team nearly came there on Grace, and she's going to be a point of emphasis no matter who the opponent is. Good pass inside. Need those. Ellie Ham with a miss on her first shot.
Ellie just not able to get a good angle to put it on the glass and finish it. And it looks like Upper's going to go to, looks like a 3-2 zone, really flattening it out at the top.
This time it's points after a touch for Heck. The lefty stroke is pure from the mid-range.
And that's where you want to attack a zone, is right in the middle, and Heck being able to catch it at about 8 feet, turn and make that nice little left-handed jump shot.
Dribbling through traffic is Ellie Ham. And now Walton matched up here with Lily Edwards, playing some great defense, forces nearly a giveaway. Now it is.
You just got to like the look on Lily Edwards' face defensively, how she's getting down in a stance. Just kind of has that fearful look in her eyes that she's going to come right after you.
Margaretta's dumped it inside. The first couple of possessions to Reagan Heck. She hasn't had a touch yet.
Yeah, you can see they're really flattening the zone at the top, so they're going to challenge Lily Edwards, I think, to shoot it maybe a little bit at the top here.
Lily is a senior, so you would expect her to make some wise decisions up top.
Yep.
There's a three, back iron, not necessarily her game.
And it looks like that's a shot that Upper Sandusky wants to give to the Polar Bears. It's her shooting that three from the top.
Newman kicks it to the corner. Boy, the Rams had a 3-on-1. Didn't come away with a shot attempt.
And the thing that right here early you can see that Margaretta does well. Number one, they put great pressure on the basketball in the full court, but then they do a great job of rotating back defensively. And they get a 5-second call here in the half court.
So the Rams with turnover number 3 already. And we're only a couple of minutes here into the action, and that's big time for Margaretta. Do a nice job of splitting into the backcourt to break the pressure, and there she is. Both baskets belong to Reagan. Rams have been able to evade the pressure in the full court. All their turnovers coming in the half. And here's another one. Backside poke away, and now a careless foul picked up by Grace Walton.
But the thing that Upper's done good so far is they've done a good job of handling the ball against the pressure in the backcourt, but they've not been able to take advantage of any kind of opportunities to get a quicker shot in their half-court offense, because Margaretta's done such a great job of rotating back.
Off the tip, Berg will chase it down in the corner. Now they'll reverse it into the hands of Schaefer. Hasn't looked for her own shot just yet. But it's the balance of the attack.
Yeah, but you can see that the shot that they're willing to give up is Lily Edwards at the top. They're standing right at the free throw line, encouraging her to shoot that shot.
Pops the cork this time, and she's 0 for 2 now from downtown. Foul on Schaefer.
Yep.
Just one foul each on both units.
So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Neal makes any kind of adjustment and puts maybe somebody different at the top of that zone offensively, their offense offensively against that zone.
Got our first substitution with Kennedy Saylor coming in. Julia Berg over to the sideline. Great size on that switch. 5'9" sophomore running the top here, the point for the pressure.
And both teams have shown 1-2-2 in the three-quarter court. But right to the trap area. Upper Sandusky kind of lucky to get it out of that trap area.
Upper's only had one shot. Here's their second. Comes up short for Walton.
The thing that impresses me about Margaretta right now is just their ability to get back defensively after they pressure in the full court and get matched, because they've given Upper Sandusky no easy looks as they've tried to attack their pressure.
They draw the first foul on Brooke Finscully there.
So it looks like on the baseline out of bounds here, it looks like Upper Sandusky is going to match up into man-to-man. So let's see what Margaretta runs. A 1-4 low set here. Good defense there by Grace Walton.
Went down to the floor to try to come away with the theft, and now she does. Gets back into the play. Finscully to the top. Rams will reset off the screen. Walton.
Just they put Grace on the baseline, run her off. Kind of have a choice of which way to go on the screen, see if we can get her open. But good job there by Lily Edwards of being able to get through the screen and get matched to her.
Ham off the block, kick out Newman, intercepted. Here goes Schaefer. So 5 minutes in, Upper Sandusky, no points, only 2 shot attempts. They've given it away 5 times. Quick trigger downtown, lefty misses this one. Offensive rebound from the sub, Saylor. And a foul on the arm, assessed to Bryn Cundiff.
And that's what you like to see when somebody comes off the bench, is kind of doing something that makes them, you can see that they're in there. And Saylor comes in and gets an offensive rebound on the backside, which is that's a lift you need off of coming off the bench.
Edwards off the screen. They'll switch here with Cundiff on her. Quick move, scoop shot, too firm.
Big rebound.
Another chance for second chance points here with Cassidy Lane heading to the free throw line.
And that's got to be a little bit of a concern for Upper Sandusky is just some of the size that Margaretta has inside.
Lane listed at 5'11". Tallest player on either side.
And then you got Reagan Heck at 5'10", and Kennedy Saylor listed at 5'9". So that's pretty good size along the baseline for the Polar Bears.
Able to bury the second as Danny Grundon checks in. First time we'll get a look at 5'10" junior. So more size coming onto the floor, Joe. Hart swings it over here near side. Cundiff tries to split the gap. Poked away, but into the hands of Ham. Now she's getting jumped. Chaos and Coach Bent, he needs a TO. It's a simply flooring and fireplace timeout. And for Upper Sandusky, still sitting on that goose egg. Seems like they're keeping calm, staying poised. Margaretta, it's just a different level. When you go on the floor with this team, as Upper saw last year in the district championship game, they just defend with a tenacity, Joe, that you don't get a look every week. Well, shoot, all season you might see one or two teams like this.
Well, sometimes when you have a team that pressures you full court or three-quarter court like Margaretta does, is that you could take advantage, especially if you beat the press early, which Upper Sandusky does. But Margaretta's done such a great job of just rotating back and getting matched in the half court. And then Upper Sandusky is just having a lot of difficulty of getting open looks here.
Off the tip, the ball's going to stay with Upper. And Reagan Heck, plenty of contact there with the hip check. Whistle didn't come, but the Rams will keep it. Walton, just one shot attempt, came from about 28 feet away.
You see the quickness of Lily Edwards on her. They force another turnover.
So Upper just cannot seem to get in any kind of rhythm as the turnovers are piling up.
6 turnovers now for the Rams, and that's tough to win when you're not getting looks at the basket if you're turning it over.
Margaretta, meanwhile, no problem getting into their half-court set, of course.
But the positive is from the standpoint, Upper Sandusky's defense has been pretty good too. They've only given up 5 points.
Coach Vent got to be happy with that statistic right now. But you can't win if you don't score, and the Margaretta defense doing their job. But that's giveaway number 3 now for the Polar Bears.
I mean, the 3-2 zone is caused Margaretta some problems. So defensively, both teams have got to like what they're doing. And from the standpoint of offense, they just want to get better offensively. Baseball pass here.
And Addie Newman gets him on the board. Nice catch for her. But an even better pass long court for Madison Hart.
Yep. Madison Hart looked like Tom Brady there throwing it.
Absolutely. Just a sophomore delivering a dime.
I guess maybe we should now say Patrick Mahomes since he's the guy instead of Tom Brady.
Oh, great leave off. Almost a hockey pass there. The one-timer, Heck sets it up, and free throws on the way. That's an area where Upper can't get in foul trouble. Ellie Ham getting her second foul here in the first quarter. So that size advantage for Margaretta is going to increase here as Ellie comes out of the game. Polar Bears 1 of 3 so far from the charity stripe. Lane gets one more look at it. And the sophomore misses them both.
But an offensive rebound off of a missed free throw, yes.
Great job by Heck going down to her knees to keep the ball alive. Now here's Schaefer, dials up her first shot attempt.
Yep.
Missed everything, and a loose ball foul is going against the Polar Bears.
Well, the foul on the rebound. Yeah, good call.
A lot of Margaretta fans were asking for a
they wanted
foul
to foul
on
the
Finskeller.
shot, but on the rebound, Cassidy Lane just kind of barreled into the back of the Upper Sandusky girl checking her out.
That's going to be deflected. Turnover by Finscully. Edwards can't shake loose. Hands off now for Saylor. Switch it to the corner. 3-ball on the way from Heck. Missed it. Brooke on the run. A 2-on-3. You're right. The Polar Bears, boy, do they get back in a hurry.
Yep, they don't give up easy shots.
Now Grace Walton's going to get fouled. This will go on Reagan Heck. Second look will show looking for a jump stop, and they're got to give them somewhere to land.
Yeah, I mean, there was enough context. There should have been a foul there. So baseline out of bounds here for the Upper Sandusky Rams. Grace Walton taking it out, so you got to anticipate if you're Margaretta that once she enters it, she's probably going to come off with some kind of screen possibly.
Tried to look for her on the handoff. Instead, it's Addie Newman.
Turnover.
Tried to attack left hand. One dribble too many.
8 turnovers. And you can't, we talk about the difficulty of scoring. Well, you can't score if you don't get shots. And right now, Upper Sandusky not able to get any shots because they've turned the basketball over so many times.
Amazingly, just a one-score game, 5-2. This is not a baseball score, folks. First quarter coming to a close. Schaefer adding 3 more to the point total. Big-time shot.
As we said, she's efficient from the three-point line. Been their leading scorer this season.
Walton in trouble, has it ripped away by Lily Edwards to bring the first quarter to a close. Margaretta flexing defensively, holding upper to 2 as we head to quarter number 2.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
The Littles having a great time here at Shelby for the Division III District Semifinals. Upper Sandusky fans only saw their team put a pair of points on the scoreboard, though, in the first quarter as they trail at 8-2. Quarter 2 underway, and a change of scenery defensively here for the Rams, or at least extending their zone. Leads to the shot inside for Heck, and it's a one and done this time as the Rams secure. Finscully pitches it. Newman, nice head fake, sets up the 3, a bit off balance, missed that one.
But again, Reagan Heck able to get back enough to contest that 3 and force her off the line. Lily Edwards.
And that's a crucial shot for her.
Because as we said in that zone, it looked like that Upper Sandusky was a shot that they would be willing to give up. And if she's able to make that shot, that's going to cause an adjustment.
It's going to be a Simply Flooring and Fireplace timeout taken by Coach Vent. Only 50 seconds in, just a 30.
But again, he called that timeout because it was going to probably be a 10-second call, and they were going to lose possession of the basketball. So right now, early in the game, a little bit of maybe a breaking point here. Margaretta up 11-2, and if they would have turned that over, it could have got to double-digit lead. Coach Vent trying to prevent that from happening.
I want to throw out a big hello to everybody watching live and free right now on Facebook and our main YouTube channel. Please do drop us some comment bombs, and we will feature you on the Fan Zone tonight. Love making you a part of the game, and I always am interested where you're watching the game from this evening. So let me know exactly your coordinates here tonight. Double team on Grace Walton, and boy, she's in a tough spot. Tries to step her way through, and look at the frustration.
Yeah, she's frustrated.
Wow.
Well, they ran a double high ball screen there, and Margaretta just doubled it. And with the size of Cassidy Lane, Grace Walton just had a difficult time trying to get out of that trap. So Coach Vent taking her out for probably just a little bit to see if she can kind of get refocused here.
Off the tip, it's right place, right time into the hands of Lane. Forced out of her hands, but Polar Bears will keep it down at this end. Looking to extend to a double-digit lead.
They're going to bring Ellie Ham back in with 2 fouls. So Coach Ben understanding the importance right now here in the second quarter of not letting this 9-point lead expand a lot further.
Heck's really been aggressive looking for her shot. That's her 4th attempt. Jump ball is going to be the call here. Ham, who just checked in, got a piece of that one, and
they're going to bring
favors Upper.
After a short break, Grace Walton's going to come back into the basketball game.
Grace rarely leaves competitions when they're of this magnitude.
Well, I think Coach Vent just tried to give her a 15, 20-second break there to just kind of get refocused.
Newman straight to the rack. Nice step around in the left hand.
And that's one of the few times, Brian, that Upper Sandusky's been able to attack that pressure and go right at the basket.
Newman's got 4, averages 7 on the season. Knocked out of bounds there by Ellie Ham. And almost could have been a turnover. She swatted away from Heck. Looked like Walton affected that one just enough for an over and back. Schaefer thought she had to save it, and well, I guess she did, huh?
Yeah, she got. Yeah, it was all going off of Margaretta the last, so it would have been an over and back call. Yeah, well, it was an over and back call, excuse me.
Be the 4th turnover, first in the second quarter for the Polar Bears. And as poorly as it's gone on the offensive side of things for the Rams, they are very much in this game, but they got to get some continuity going, at least some shots. Walton, her second giveaway here in the frame. Newman backside creating some problems. Ooh, Upper thought it should be their basketball. We'll check out the replay.
Hard to tell.
Didn't have a great angle on it. Referee's right on top. So you assume that it's the right call. Edwards hit a 3 from about this spot earlier. Still getting a lot of room from Cundiff. As the Rams switching everything. Dip it inside, nice feed.
High-low action, that's a nice pass to Cassie Lane to finish inside.
Her first field goal to go along with her free throw she knocked down earlier. And underthrown there, trying to get Newman in the corner, picked off by Reagan.
I mean, the problem that Upper has had is not in the full court turning it over, but it's in their half court that they've not been able to do it.
I think we're going to get an offensive foul here against the Polar Bears on that swing right there. Yeah, that's going to go against Cassidy Lane. High elbows, and
he's calling an intentional foul also.
So in the NBA, this is when they look at it and decide if it's a flagrant 1 or 2.
Yeah.
There's a look over on the Polar Bears sideline. A couple of the assistants for Coach Ray Neal. What a program he's had.
He's had great success wherever he's been. And the good thing is the officials explaining it to him. The bad thing is Coach Neal's not going to agree with anything he says. So
Addie Newman knocks down 1 of 2, 67%er on the season.
And I don't think that was anything intentional by Cassidy Lane there. I mean, kind of happens. So just got to, as many times as coaches say, we got to go to the next play. Got to go to the next play and play on.
So it's going to be Upper Sandusky basketball after the 2 free throws. Finn Scully skip pass here for Cundiff. As the Rams again, they're able to get it into the half-court set.
But again, the rotation back by the Polar Bears has been really good.
Madison with the kick out. Boy, they're really looking to get it to Grace Walton. Newman's got all their points thus far. A little behind Finn Scully. Nice ball movement here by the Rams, one of their better looking possessions. And they get a wide open look from their specialists. She stays hot.
I mean, the thing that Upper did well there is they reversed the ball, got it not only to the third side but the fourth side, and many times when you're able to do that, you're going to get an open look just like they did.
And Addie Newman from the corners, deadly. Schaefer can't respond. Walton on the wing, zips it right back over to Cundiff, who travels. Dozen turnovers now, actually a Baker's dozen.
Yeah, just simple fundamental there of catching the ball on a 2-foot jump stop and was unable to do it.
So the turnover's 13-4 now.
But you're only down 5.
I was going to say, in the score somehow 13-8.
Yep. I mean, this 3-2 zone has done a pretty good job of keeping the ball out of the paint and making, shooters that don't shoot a high percentage try to shoot threes from the outside.
Margaretta showing some patience. Sheffer with a nice hesitation. Came up short, but the offensive rebounds, they've had a bunch of them. Not a lot of second chance points. They'll get a second look here as they'll reset. Looking over to Coach Neal. And for Edwards, got to be an interesting spot. I imagine she hasn't seen a defense do this to her this season. Very capable scorer, but it can play mind games.
Well, that's what you try to do, is you try to get in somebody's head a little bit. And she's made 1 3. She's 1 of 3 from 3.
Not a good look right there, but we've seen Reagan Heck take about half the shot attempt so far for Margaretta.
And I'm sure Coach Neal would like Reagan Heck to catch that ball in the lane and be able to do something with it in the lane.
Off the pass to Walton, looking to zip through, kicks it out. No 3 on the way for Finn Scully. Now she'll try it. And I saw the look there on Brooks' face. Probably should have just caught and shot this instead of the step back. Much tougher
but the
shot.
That's what Margaretta's defenses force you to do, is to rush some things, because they do such a good job of closing out quickly to the basketball that if you're not ready to catch and shoot it, they're going to make you rush it even more.
Final 2:25 of the opening half. Just a 5-point game. Sure feels like Margaretta's been in total control. The Rams hanging around.
I mean, we talked a lot about Margaretta's rotation defensively. Upper's done a nice job in this zone rotating and making sure that they're there on the catch with hands ready to defend.
Yeah, even though it's 8 straight wins for Margaretta, they've got the gaudy streak, as we talked about in the pregame. 9 of 10 wins for Upper Sandusky. So these are the 2 hottest teams in the district coming into tonight.
I mean, and Margaretta just seeming a little bit confused right now with this defense.
Catch and shoot, Schaefer back iron.
Yep, a great hustle, though, to get an offensive rebound.
Long two, bottoms up. Lily Edwards capitalizes. And the referees, particularly on the rebounding, they're letting these girls go at it in there, and Upper Sandusky has allowed quite a few of those offensive rebounds. Traveling violation will wipe out the 3 points from that Bailey Fox three.
Yeah, took just a little bit of a hop after she caught the basketball. So minute 9 to go. 15-8, Margaretta leads. Let's see what they do here. Are they going to get the last shot of the half, or are they going to attack it here?
Well, I hear Coach Ray Nill ask for a timeout 25 times. He finally will get one. It'll be a 30-second timeout. A Simply Flooring and Fireplace 30-second timeout. And I'm just guessing that Coach Vent's going to come out maybe in a different defensive look here out of this. Probably don't want them to dribble out the last 55 seconds and look further to add on to their lead before they go into the break.
I mean, you can't be you're only down 7. You can't be disappointed with that right now. I mean, see what happens. I mean, you would think if Coach Neal called a timeout, he's drawing something up here to try to get a really good look and not necessarily just hold the basketball.
It's a good look at the Upper Sandusky student section here in the house tonight.
So it looks like well, I guess we might be wrong. Margaretta's going to maybe hold it, and Upper Sandusky is going to stay in this zone defense, it looks like.
Yeah, they'll put.
I mean, they've changed it a little bit. Extended the 2 guards out top and have Madison Hart. Now they match up and looks like man-to-man.
Try to go for the trap there with Addie Newman working the point. They'll slip back into the zone look. And most of the time coming off, so now it looks like Margaretta.
Now they're back in that. Looks like they're back in that 3-2 zone again.
Lane from the short corner, overshoots, collects her own miss. She'll have 2 free throws coming up. And that's been, outside of the 14 Upper Sandusky turnovers, the biggest storyline here in this first half. Just the aggression on the offensive glass and how many of the rebounds so far for the Polar Bears have come down here.
Yeah, that, you know, we mentioned earlier the size of Margaretta could be a factor in the game, and it's become a factor here in the game that they're able to bring in multiple, you know, young ladies that are, you know, 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", and eventually that kind of just wears on you.
Missed them both. Yeah. Hart with the rebound. And that'll do it here for quarter number 2. Still got very much a game. Upper Sandusky just 8 points. They only trailed though by 7 as both teams head into the locker rooms. We'll take a quick commercial time now. We will return with your halftime analysis, all the stats you need to know, and tell you what we got coming up this weekend on the OH Report. Keep it here.
Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you are just watching live and free Girls High School Hoops exclusively on the OH Report. But stick around, the halftime show is next, including stats, analysis, and so much more, including the second half on the way.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
we guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Broadcast brought to you folks live and free thanks to generous contributions from these amazing sponsors, including Chris.daris and Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for college, grandchildren, or just trying to protect your financial future, Chris.daris knows what to do with your money. Get it to him, he'll turn it into a whole lot more. SPHERION Mid-Ohio, let them build the career that you want or the awesome team that you want at midohiojobs.net. AVITA Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan, and they cover 8 counties all over in north central Ohio. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970, conveniently located in downtown Mansfield. Simply Flooring and Fireplace Limited, your hometown premier choice for floor, covering, and fireplaces. Go Lady Rams. Joe Baylog and I will be right back with your halftime report, brought to you by AVITA Home Health and Hospice.
have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's halftime here in Shelby for the Division 3 District Semifinals. 15-8 is your score. Margaretta, the top seed, out in front of Upper Sandusky. I'm Brian Skronsky, Joe Baylog joining me here tonight. And this is a game that from the first couple of minutes, you could see right away the Polar Bears, they are the real deal on the defensive side of things. And Upper Sandusky held to 8 points. Still very much in it somehow, despite all those giveaways.
Well, I think both coaches got to be pleased with how they played defensively. I mean, Margaretta, you know, their pressure in the half court's been really good on the basketball. Grace Walton has not scored, and the other part of Grace Walton's game is her ability to create scoring opportunities for teammates, and she's not even been able to do that.
No.
On the flip side, though, if you're Upper Sandusky, your 3-2 zone has seemed to really confuse the Margaretta Polar Bears. So, I mean, I think if you would tell Coach Vent before the game, hey, Margaretta's only going to have 15 points at the half, you'd be really happy. So the interesting part coming out here will be to see what kind of adjustments do each teams make offensively. And probably the most important thing would be for Upper Sandusky is how are we going to get Grace Walton some open looks. You know, for Margaretta, they got to find a way to attack that zone much better. They had some opportunities early in the ball game when they put the ball inside to Reagan Heck and got some good looks. So I think there's probably going to be an emphasis, hey, we got to try to get the ball into the high post or into the lane, or another part of the zone, many times you can hurt it, is put the ball in what we call the short corner, which is right along the baseline, and then get cutters coming into the lane. So that'll be interesting to see how both coaches make the adjustments here.
And as you see the halftime stats presented by AVITA Home Health and Hospice, as Joe alluded to, the Northern 10 leading scorer for the year, over 14 points per game. Grace Walton, just one shot attempt in the entire first half. She is scoreless. All 8 of Upper Sandusky points belong to Addie Newman so far, as Margaretta doing what they normally do, very balanced scoring. No player with more than, I think, one made field goal. You look at their starting 5, 2 points, 3 points, 3 points, 5 points.
Well, but that's the balance you want as a coach, except you'd like to have those numbers probably double.
A little higher.
So it's going to be Margaretta ball here to start the third quarter. So let's see. I would anticipate that Upper Sandusky is going to come out in that 3-2 zone, and let's see if any kind of special set is drawn up here by Coach Neal to get the basketball inside. Well, and actually it looks like they're going to come out and play man-to-man. So Upper Sandusky showing man-to-man here to start.
Yeah, here's your first adjustment, Joe. The chess match beginning with Coach Vent switching things up, and right away, Lily Edwards looking for her shot.
And as we said, that when they were zoned, that seemed to be the person they were challenging to make shots. So it seems like Coach Neal just told her, hey, if you're open, let's shoot the basketball, because if you miss it, we're probably going to try to go back and get it on the offensive glass.
Third made field goal for the senior. As the Rams trying to get into their half-court set, they'll pass off Walton to Berg. And now Mart stepping through.
Nice extra pass.
It was. And the first points for someone not named Addie Newman.
Yep. So both teams with two pretty good offensive possessions to start the third quarter.
Going to get a hip check here on Brooke Finscully. Tried to step in front of Reagan Heck. Cut her off, and that'll be the first foul. Second on Brooke. Now Edwards is going to get Newman on her. Tried to trap as she came over left side.
So they came out, played man-to-man the first possession, and now the second possession they come back in their 3-2 zone.
So Coach Vent just throwing a little wrinkle out there to start things off. As you see the Home and Kitchen Supply replay, Walton getting the left paw on that last. Tough catch for Schaefer here at the top. Now Edwards with the kick out here. Sheffer catch and shoot. Missed it, but another collected offensive rebound thrown away. Ham trap, tough spot, steps through. There's wide open players down here for Upper Sandusky if they can just make the pass. Two of them.
Coach Fed called a timeout.
Timeout, Upper Sandusky, full timeout.
The way that possession set up, you almost forgot that Upper was going the other way with the basketball, Joe.
Yeah, he did. But you see a little bit of the adjustment. One of the adjustments that Coach Neal made was he decided that they're gonna set a screen on the top of that zone, the person in the middle of the 3-2, try to attack that gap, and then they have Schaefer standing on the wing, and any help that comes, they're going to look to kick it to her and see if they can get her some open three-point looks.
I just saw a dog came into the building too here, so we've got a diverse audience watching, not just live and free out there, but also here in Shelby. As Polar Bear Nation up on their feet, clapping it up.
And Margaretta has a nice crowd here tonight for this district semifinal game.
Yeah, they are full over on our side of the bleachers. Everyone pretty much outfitted in green as Newman takes a strong position right against Heck. Let's go to the free throw line. She just put her head down. She knew she was going to go all the way.
And as we mentioned several times, Brian, Upper has not had a lot of problems with attacking the pressure in the full court. They've done a nice job of making, short passes, getting cutters to the basketball. This is one of the few times that they've been able to really attack the basket.
Addie Newman has been huge for Upper. She's in double figures.
Yep, she's got 10 of their 12.
Trims it back down to 5. The Rams very active defensively here in that 3-2. Margaretta, a high-scoring team, sitting on 17 right now, but they have been cleaning the glass. More Windex brought to the table here with Julia Berg.
Able to put the ball into the high post. And Reagan Heck not able to make the shot, but they're able to get the offensive rebound.
Not a good-looking three-point attempt from Finn Scully.
And they still have not really been able to get Grace Walton any kind of looks offensively.
Grace still sitting on that goose egg and only the one shot attempt, which is the baffling thing.
Here comes this ball screen on the high post. And Edwards, that time's able to split the gap and finish. So Lily Edwards putting together a pretty good basketball game here. She has 9 points on the evening.
Yeah, acrobatic points too. I like the way that she was able to finish. And it's just been a frustrating type of night for that young lady sporting the black number 4. Used to having her way out there. Hart throws it away in rhythm, off target for Heck.
That was just way too long of a pass across the court against pressure. So upper lucky that Margaretta did not get a basket off of this.
Walton tried to squeeze that inside.
Grace having a tough night right now. Not just not being able to score, but just not being able to make the plays that she normally has been able to make.
I think she's got about 6 turnovers as this one splashes home from the corner.
Big shot by Schaefer there.
Elise Schaefer got a couple of buckets here tonight. As that one's knocked out of bounds, and you can just see the body language here on Walton.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about Lily Edwards getting 9 points, but she's probably been even better at the defensive end of the floor because her pressure on Grace Walton is just, you could see, has frustrated her a lot.
Wow, fast, active hands from Lane. Second look on the Home and Kitchen Supply replay. Well, I'm not sure how that's not Upper's ball, though.
It looked like it should have been an upper possession.
Kudos to Lane for making it happen.
But Upper now coming out in man-to-man. They come out of that 3-2 zone. So Coach Vent making a change here defensively.
Trying to speed things up, or at least the Polar Bears down here at this end. They'll come up top. Wide open is Berg. Now Edwards finds Schaefer. Back to back, baby. Our player spotlight having a third quarter now, as is Margaretta, 12-4 spurt. Nowhere to go for Hart. And nowhere to be found right now. Grace Walton
Nice
in the
pass.
stat sheet, but she does set up a nice one.
That's a nice feed.
Ellie Ham knocks it down.
I mean, that's what Upper needs to do a little bit more, just move the ball quicker and not dribble it so much, because they've kind of just caught it and put it on the floor to try to beat the pressure. And when they move the ball, they've been able to get some open looks.
We're going to get a timeout taken by Ray Neal. Saw his player in trouble. Lily Edwards on her backside here on the boundary. And just keeping the possession alive. It's a simply Flooring and Fireplace timeout. And just a 30-second, Joe, but for Upper Sandusky over on their side, things starting to get away from them just a little bit. Talk strategy with me. What do you think?
I mean, the difficulty is the on-the-ball pressure that Margaretta, puts on you. Eventually, that just kind of wears you down, and you can not only on Grace Walton's face, but you can see it on several of the other Upper Sandusky Rams' faces. Just the frustration that they have of that constant pressure, and Margaretta just keeps coming at you, and that's difficult. Nice pin by Reagan.
Made a solid
Reagan
catch,
Heck.
too. Down in the lane, surrounded by Rams.
Great pin, but even a better pass. I mean, couldn't see who took the ball out of bounds.
It's Cassidy Lane.
Cassidy Lane, that's a great pass. I mean, a great read.
First point of the second half for Reagan. As Bryn Cundiff checks in off the bench for Coach Vent.
Reagan Heck 2 for 2 on that possession there from the line.
And it's the largest lead so far of the contest for Margaretta. They have been running the show here in the third. Top seed looking to put the baby to bed early. Can Upper Sandusky come up with an answer on the offensive side? They'll get a clean look straight away. Cundiff, big answer.
And again, the ball movement, it makes a difference. When Upper Sandusky is able to move the ball without using 2 or 3 dribbles, they've been able to get some open looks.
Grace Walton on the back is going to draw the personal foul here.
I think that's her second, I believe.
Grace Bezeka just had her pushed back into the corner. Very pivotal last 2 minutes here of the frame for Upper Sandusky to try to hang here with the top-seeded Bears. I like the move there for Reagan Heck, just needed the basketball.
Yeah, they tried to run that in the first half too, and Upper defended it pretty well. Might have got a little bit lucky there. They were able just to deflect it enough to get it off of Reagan Heck's body and out of bounds. So big possession here that you can get it to 10 or under 10 with a 3.
Walton with a nasty crossover, kind of lost it though.
They just need to move the ball. They got to try to move the ball against this pressure defense without using a lot of dribbles.
Walton steps through.
Somebody needs to cut to the basket.
Had a couple open shooters. A lot of trouble here, Cundiff.
Just be strong with the basketball and sweep it low and move the basketball.
Ham with a little hook, baseline, missed it. No defense. Kennedy Saylor can't make him pay.
That would have been a big shot right there.
Saw Cundiff make a 3
Cundiff, nice backdoor pass, but a great block by Reagan Heck. And I think Coach Neal's going to look for the last shot of the quarter here. Up 12, and they're going to have possession of the basketball to start the fourth quarter.
Lady Rams are going to try to send over a second defender.
I mean, Margaretta's going to hold it here and get the last shot. Unless it's a layup.
Well, late whistle comes in. We'll send Reagan Heck to the free throw line. Got a nice look here off the drive. Reagan was a little slow to get up there. Took a nice knock.
Last time she went to the line, she went 2 for 2. So with 15 seconds left here in the third.
She stays hot, buries that one. Margaretta 4 of 9 from the charity stripe now.
Heck. Four in a row here. And she's going to get a short break here at the end of the quarter.
So Julia Bird checks in. Final 15 seconds here of the third. Upper Sandusky trailing by 14. This will be their last chance. Try to cut into that deficit before we arrive at money time. Walton curling. Had it taken away. They'll send it forward here for Saylor. Big bucket there, and maybe an early nail into the coffin for Upper Sandusky as we roll on to the fourth. Now 33-17, Margaretta in front.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
reach money time here at Shelby, a team that went all the way to the state Final Four last year, looking to get back to Dayton. Took a big step in the right direction there in the third quarter as Margaretta leads at 33-17. They've got the basketball and going straight to work, but missing offensive rebounds. Berg misses a third look, and that one is good. I'm Brian Skronsky. Joe Baylog is with me here tonight, and a lot of factors leading to this double-up lead here for Margaretta, but the offensive glass, boy, has that paid off a bunch.
Cassidy Lane just kind of ripped that away and scored it. And again, Lily Edwards has just been chasing Grace Walton all over the court tonight. And I don't know if Grace has gotten a shot here in the third quarter.
She did not. No shots in the second half yet for Walton.
Yep.
She's got one all night.
Yeah.
Edwards is going to get fouled here on the far sideline by Brooke Finn-Scully.
Upper Sandusky foul number 13, Brooke Finn-Scully, her
Fourth foul on Brooke. And we talked about in the pregame, Upper Sandusky and their losses this year, Joe, only averaging about 23 points per game. So this is kind of on par with what they've done.
Yeah. I mean,
Walton still battling up top, but this is one of the few plays that she's made tonight.
Nice gesture of helping up Cassidy Lane there. So it's going to be Upper Sandusky ball.
Saw Cundiff knock down a three from straight away in the third. Newman, 10 points. She's been solid tonight.
Yep.
Not on that drive. Lost the handle out of bounds for turnover number 19.
And Julia Berg just, again, kind of the same thing that all the Margaretta Polar Bear girls have shown is just their ability to guard the basketball and not allow drives to go by them.
Been very smart with the ball, too. Just 6 giveaways for the Bears tonight. The decision-making has been very crisp. And that's why they were Final Four bound a season ago. Looking to get back there again this year.
Well, and it looks like now they may just try to spread Upper Sandusky out and look to score inside.
Inside out. Third three of the night for Schaefer. Madison Hart's going to try one from long range. Bank's open, baby.
Bank is still open here after 9 o'clock in Shelby, so Madison Hart knocks one in.
Still an 18-point cushion for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, and they're just going to look for layups here or wide open jump shots, is what they just got on the last possession by Schaefer.
Down the lane, backside, good look for Julia Berg, who's heading to the free throw line.
Again, Lily Edwards with a nice pass there. She's played a really good floor game here tonight.
Yeah, Lily, the senior point guard. I saw her this summer was the coach of a team for Margaretta in a summer league. So that's a girl who's heading over to the sideline now. That obviously they have a lot of belief in, not just on the floor, but to be that floor general.
Yeah. You like point guards like that, especially how she defends.
It looks like Margaretta going to start getting in some of their bench players as Kennedy Saylor back into the mix. 19-point edge. Beat Upper by 10 last year in the district championship.
Again, that on-the-ball pressure is just a big difference.
Pazeka elects just to bring it out. Now Schaefer blows by Newman, and she'll also roll some time.
Again, they're just going to spread you out, and they're going to look for the shot that they want. And it's probably either going to be a layup or a wide open jump shot.
Right now is a third foul on Grace Walton.
For Grace Walton, her third, team's third.
Team foul number 3, so they've got one more to give before the Polar Bears start shooting free throws. Another nice catch inside for Cassidy Lane off that out-of-bounds look. And Newman reads it. Looking to go end-to-end off the still. And traveled before she got the shot off. That left foot did just drag.
Checking for Margaretta, number 0, Lily Edwards.
Yeah, just a little slow drag right there. Tough to stop the momentum when you're moving at 100% speed. Reagan harassed all the way down the floor, but the Polar Bears keep possession. They'll bring it out. Final 4 minutes here of the competition. It's been Margaretta from the jump. And this is how they've been killing them. Offensive board work again.
That size inside, I mean, you have Heck, Sailor, and
Cassidy Lane.
Cassidy Lane.
Back there.
Those are three young ladies that are difficult to keep off the glass.
The sophomore pulls the string on the drive, knocks it down. Aggressive defense by the Rams, trying to create some chaos, get some turnovers.
Well, the Rams, I think, are all underclassmen. So again, this is a good learning experience. They've been here now twice in the finals last year in the semifinals, but the problem is Margaretta's pretty young also.
Yeah.
I think they started one senior, didn't they? I believe.
Well, Lily Edwards is a senior. And outside of that, Cassidy Lane, Elise Schaefer, a couple of sophomores, Reagan Heck, a junior.
Yep. So not only are they hard to deal with this year, they're going to be hard to deal with in the future.
Sailor buries the second. Lead swells up to 21. Lone senior for Upper Sandusky this season, Bailey Fox. So both of these teams will be well equipped next year, but Margaretta, it has been their night. Their shining star sophomore now with 14. And the way they attack the passing lanes, I mean, it's not ripping off even though they're up by this margin.
I mean, their half-court defense has probably been as good as we've seen, or at least I've seen out of a girls team this year. Their pressure on the basketball is tremendous, and then just their constant activity off the basketball of getting in passing lanes. I mean, they allow very few straight line drives, and I guess maybe one of the best drivers in the game right now with Grace Walton. She's just had no looks at all tonight.
2 hops off the rim, no bueno again for Upper Sandusky. If you're just joining us, Northern 10 leading scorer, Grace Walton. 1 shot attempt tonight. That one coming from distance. Has not scored in this competition. As Margaretta, even though it was only single digits early on, Joe, it certainly felt like it was a much wider margin until that third quarter where they blew things open.
But their defense, as we said, when you have a team that plays defense like they do, they just can wear on you. And they've kind of worn Upper Sandusky out tonight.
It's going to be Walton's 4th foul off the drive from Danny Grundon.
And that was just a frustration part of foul on Grace. A good gesture there of Grace shaking hands with Lily Edwards.
So it looks like Walton's night's going to be done. 3 Lady Rams at the scores table.
I mean, I know Grace is going to go home tonight and be really frustrated with her game, but she's also got to look on the season that she had. And Upper Sandusky's going to have to look on that season also from the standpoint with the way it started, it could have went south real quick, and they really bounced back. They played really well in the second half of the year, which is what you like to see your team do, is grow.
Yeah, 0-3 in league play coming out of the gates, 4-5 basically at the midseason, and Upper turned it on, made things real interesting second half of their campaign.
And that's a tribute to Coach Bent and his coaching staff, and also a tribute to the players, because he's done a great job with this program at Upper Sandusky. And as we said, at this time of the year when you lose, it's really frustrating. But the opportunity to get to a district and kind of see what the atmosphere is like gives you that taste that you want to get back here. And I'm sure that's going to be Upper Sandusky's goal again next year.
Both coaches emptying their bench. Final 70 seconds, look inside.
And it's going to play out just about by the percentages. Right now, 49-22. Margaretta averages just around 50 a game offensively and gives up, I think, just about 25. So we're right on par with what Margaretta's pretty much done the whole year.
And as we know, Margaretta playing outside of the conference, that SBC Bay division where they went undefeated, they challenged themselves. They know what kind of program they have and knocked off some really good teams this year.
And getting to the Final Four a year ago, they know what it takes to get there. So I'm sure that they have they're taking it one game at a time, but I'm sure they're having their sights that they can get back to Dayton here in a couple weeks.
No whistle as Shiloh Shakestein lost her foot control. And the Bears continue to grab offensive boards even with this second unit.
Trying to get a foul to get a sub in here.
So Eliana Young, the sophomore, is the player they're going to get in, spelling out Kennedy Saylor. And a big ovation for her, and Margaretta fans gotta love what they've seen here in this second half.
Yep. Get a chance to come back here on Saturday night and play for a district championship.
They will take on Colonel Crawford on Saturday evening. Joe and I will be back for that contest. As Upper will finish out the last 16 seconds here of their 16-win season. Just has not been their night. 24 giveaways for the Rams.
Yeah, just way too many turnovers to compete against a team as good as Margaretta.
Who will march on yet again, 49-22. They take care of business here in the semifinals, rolling into the championship game as winners of 9 straight. We will take a commercial break. When we come out, you will hear from the most valuable player of the night. Joe and I will decide who that player is. Plus, we'll have your final stats and get you all set up for a big weekend here on the OH Report. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Now with their most valuable player, presented by SPHERION Mid-Ohio. Lily Edwards running the show here tonight on both sides of the ball in a big win. And let's just begin with the victory. You guys have been steamrolling pretty much everyone this season. This is kind of on par with what you've been doing in terms of the differential. So to do it in a district semifinal, you've been doing this all season long. How does it feel to continue to be a team that's just playing at big heights?
I mean, it feels awesome. You know, we got to prepare a lot for these good teams. We knew Upper was going to be a good team, so we had to prepare and come out and play our best.
You are the lone senior on this squad, so I'm sure that you're looked to as like maybe the mother figure or certainly the leader out there on the floor. How has that been something that you've dealt with all season and obviously done very well with it?
I took on a big responsibility, obviously, because I have to be the leader on and off the court. I have to make sure they know they can come to me for anything and be their role model.
Early on in the game, they were giving you a lot of cushion. Eventually, you knocked down a big shot, and then offensively, you let the game come to you. If you can just describe the patience that you tried to showcase there at the beginning of the game and just allowing the flow to happen and not forcing anything.
Yeah, points will come. You just got to play good defense, and eventually, you know, I let the game settle a little bit, get my nerves out, and then hopefully points come along the way.
It felt like the game should be out of control in terms of the score after the first couple of quarters, but Upper Sandusky hung around. What happened there in the third where you were able to create some space on the scoreboard and comfortably be in front heading into the fourth?
We just had more energy, and we were committed to win this basketball game.
Defensively, you guys are, I think, the best on-ball girls team that I've watched so far this season. What are you drilling in practice, or how do you get those capabilities?
We just really work our defense because we have a lot of pride in our defense. So we know if we play great defense, it'll lead to great offense.
Heading back to the district championship, I know that you girls have bigger aspirations than that. Final Four bound last year. So heading into this tournament, what were some of the discussions in terms of what you wanted to accomplish? What was the mission heading into the playoffs?
I mean, we're taking it one game at a time. We're not overlooking anyone, and we're making sure we can get the job done.
I saw that you guys were in the building for the first game. Thoughts on Colonel Crawford and their style of play?
They're a solid team. They're going to be another good game.
All right, congratulations, our SPHERION Mid-Ohio MVP. Lily, if you want to look in the camera, shout out anybody you want.
Shout out to my dad. Hi, Dad.
Hey, always a good one to drop a parent on there. Hey, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on a big performance tonight.
Thank you.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's the AVITA Home Health and Hospice post-game show here at Shelby. Our district championship table is all set. Margaretta is going to be a part of it as the Polar Bears come up with a big victory here tonight over Upper Sandusky, 49-22. I'm Brian Skronsky. Joe Baylong is with me, and boy, how can you not be impressed with what the Polar Bears accomplished here tonight? It took them a little while to create a big spread in terms of the margin on the scoreboard, but they were never not in control of this game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really be impressed with how they play defense, and that seems to be their MO. And many times, I think, as coaches, you say defense travels, and their defense traveled really well tonight. I struggled a little bit offensively in the first half, but in the second half, kind of found a little bit more of a rhythm offensively. But their defensive pressure just wears you down, and you could see as the game went on, Upper Sandusky just got more and more frustrated, and that's how Margaretta plays. And they continue to play like that, and they're a little bit more consistent offensively. They're going to be a hard team to beat.
Yeah, they got a great crowd here tonight on hand as well, so everything about this team travels well, Joe, as they shot it pretty well defensively, fantastic, and that's why they were a big victor here tonight. As we will jump into the final stats of the evening, and a couple of big numbers are really going to be glaring, I think. Turnovers, 23 for Upper Sandusky, only 7 for Margaretta. And when you look at the 16 rebounds that the Polar Bears grabbed, 10 of those had to be offensive, right?
Probably half of them, yes. I mean, that's the thing I think that maybe Coach Neal talked about the half was just let's just shoot the ball, because they usually have 3 players on the floor that are going to be bigger than their opponents, and just go get it. And that's kind of what they did in the second half. When they missed some shots, they just went and got it, and got second and third scoring opportunities, which is key, and especially as you advance down the tournament trail.
3 3-pointers for the Rams, 5 made by Margaretta, and we talked about it a bunch. Don't want to rub it in, but Grace Walton, just one shot attempt tonight. The leading scorer for an entire conference all year. She's been phenomenal, the most unguardable guard in the league. So to not only not score, but to just have one shot attempt, I thought was really a testament to Margaretta's defense.
Well, and a testament to Lily Edwards, the young lady we just talked to. She was outstanding defensively on her, but to be a really good defensive team, it takes five people defending, and her teammates off the basketball were outstanding also, getting in passing lanes and giving no opportunities for Grace Walton to attack any gaps off the dribble. So, again, kudos to Coach Neal's team defensively. They were outstanding.
We also salute Coach Vent's squad for getting here after a rocky start to the season. 16 wins for them. We talked about it a little bit during the broadcast, but they really ratcheted things up. They were playing their best basketball coming into the tournament, winners of 9 of 10.
Yeah, and you start the season 0-3 in the league, you're not even thinking of getting into the districts. And for them to get in the districts, again, for the second year in a row, and they have everybody back. I mean, pretty much. So it just you come back and you take a look. Hey, these are the things we got to try to get better at as a team, and you'll start that process in the summer. Here, probably in a couple weeks, you're going to talk to your individual and say, these are things we got to get better individually, and then the summer's kind of the start the test, and come back in the fall, and hopefully you're a much better team. As you start the next season.
And 9 straight wins now for Margaretta as they roll into that matchup with Colonel Crawford. Initial thoughts on what the Eagles are going to have to do to try to.
Well, they're number one. They're going to be able to have to handle Margaretta's defensive pressure. But on the other hand, it's going to be interesting to see. That's kind of Crawford's MO too. So you got two teams that are going to kind of lock horns here, and it's probably going to be the team that's going to get some offensive looks. That's going to win that basketball game, because I think both of them are going to be really solid defensively.
Well, partner, we'll be back 6 p.m. on Saturday to have that live and free for you guys. But for now, there is the dog I alluded to that was in the building tonight. That's a great shot to go out on, as even that dog had to be impressed with the defense by the Polar Bears tonight. 2 games in the books, though, here at Shelby. We've got our district championship game all set. We couldn't have done it, though, live and free, folks, without the generous contributions from our sponsors. Big thank you to Chris.daris and Edward Jones, financial advisor. Home and Kitchen Supply, located in downtown Mansfield. AVITA Home Health and Hospice. Simply Flooring and Fireplace. SPHERION Mid-Ohio. And, of course, us here at the OH Report. We appreciate you guys out there for watching, and I appreciate my awesome staff. Madeline Mad Dog Zazzuto down on the floor, getting you guys those great close-up shots. Jory Hollenbeck, our top cam. Adam Thompson, our producer-director. For Joe Baylock, I'm Brian Skronsky, saying so long for now. We'll see you a whole bunch of boys sectional championships tomorrow. Adios till then.